So I'm finally starting the roof. My first timber I've got to cut for the roof. This is the ridge beam. Now the problem with my ridge beam is it's not long enough. But it's okay. I'm going to make it bigger. I love making things bigger. So how I'm going to make this bigger is I'm going to make what's called a scarf joint. And I love, of all the joints I like to make, a scarf joint is my favourite. Even though this is the first scarf joint I've ever made.
We're Hayley and Chris. We're a family of 5 and we've bought a 2-bedroom cottage that sits on the edge of a woodland. This house was an absolute state. We've made it livable and now we want to make it bigger. So we've got planning permission. It's time to start.
Don't feel me like this, babe. No, I'm not going to be in it today.
Okay, so you're not going to be in it today. So we've taped it on the underside. So we've flipped it over and we're going to tape it on the back side. And then, yeah, we're going to tape the back side and then we're going to flip this and then tape it there again. So I have 3 layers of tape and then this, and it's...
If it doesn't work, we're selling the house.
Yeah, we've overlapped it. This is the overlap from there to there, one seam. So it's about 45 centimetres. And then we've got to do that once again. So this is an undersheet. And then this is going to be a top sheet on top of that, because obviously this is full of older pieces that we've taped together to sort of make do. And then this is like the real one. We're using this duct tape. It's white. It's the original, but it's the white one, and it is waterproof. I've tried the cheap one, which is this one. And you can only do it if it is bone dry, and you need to use about 4 or 5 layers, and then it kind of works okay. But with this, honestly, 1 layer and it's really, really very good. As you can see, that plastic sheet that we've taped together comes along and up, and I've nailed it up on the inside of the first flat roof joist. And hopefully with all of the tarp we're going to put on top of that, we won't have that disaster we had the other day. Reese's Pieces chocolate bar with peanut butter. Unbelievable. This is Barney. I've known Barney since I was 18. Now, in most stories, there is a damsel in distress and a knight in shining armour. I am the princess and Barney is the knight in shining armour. He came along for 3 weekends and helped me get that roof off. And to be honest, without him, it would have taken me a hell of a lot longer, because I was completely burnt out at this point. In all honesty, I've been working flat out before I even started this roof. And Barney came along and really helped me. There's normally 3 of us, me, Barney and Ross. You know, we come as a threesome. Oh, we don't come as a threesome, you know what I mean? And Ross couldn't be there, unfortunately. We really missed you, Ross. And hopefully the next time I get Barney up, when we do the tiles, Ross will be there and it'll be the 3 amigos once again. Anyway, thank you, Barney. You helped me so much and I really do appreciate it. So the roof was off, so I could finish off the last few beams. This one was the last support beam. It's 4 8x4s bolted together over 8 meters. It is a real chunk of wood, completely over the top. I can't see why I need it, but there we go. That's what they want. So that's what I've got to do. But anyway, yeah, finished off the last few floor joists. Then got on to putting the floor down and the pole plate, which the roof was going to sit on. Oh yeah, I insulated over the kids' room as well. I put a bit of insulation over there because obviously I've been worried about everyone getting cold. That was it. So I'm just finishing off this pole plate. I was going to wrap up, but I just realised if I don't finish it, the string's going to get messed up and I'll never get it the same. It's just one of those jobs, once you've started, you've got to finish. Okay, ready for a little update. I haven't been filming loads because I've been really busy and there's loads of ideas I have to have about filming and I want to do them, but when it gets around to it I just don't have time. Okay, so I am ready for the roof. I know it doesn't look like it. Pole plate going from there all the way there, round, and then all the way down. Now what I've done is I've made the pole plate at the front of the house completely parallel with the house, and then I've made the back pole plate parallel with the front pole plate and not with the house. The house is out 3 centimeters from the front to the back, which is amazing. I expected it to be way more considering it's really old and it's had 2 extensions. So it's only 3 centimeters out. So if you look down there, you can see how straight that line is. Ignore, there is a bit of timber right at the end that jots off to the side. That is not actually attached, that's just been hit down. But if you look along that line, that is dead straight. So this is how I work out the roof. So I'm going to start the roof at this end and then work my way down here. This end is quite a bit more complicated. I have what's called a broken hip to build, which is going to be a lot for someone who's, when this is their first roof. But this roof is 7 meters 80 wide. Okay, so I have to find, to work out a roof, I know that the middle point will be 390 from here to here. Okay, so that brings my midpoint of the roof. That means that the first rafter must also be 390. Does that make sense? Is this even in shot? Yeah, it is. So that first rafter must be 390. So I know that this rafter, and this rafter are all exactly the same. And then these ones should be exactly the same cut. I know that because I have made sure that my 2 pole plates, which the rafters rest on, are exactly 780 from there and 780 this end. Now they are not square, that I definitely know, but this was the first thing I had to worry about. So I am now ready to start building the roof. It's crazy. It's been a very big journey. It's been hundreds of hours. It's been sore muscles, but I really am getting there. I've actually really enjoyed the last few days. Not having to take down the roof is a blessing, and I really feel good. So yeah. Now the painful bit is that these, I think, what are they, 8x2s? Oh, 9x2. These 9x2s, this is what they want me to use for the ridge beam. The ridge beam, they want me to use a 9x2. Obviously this is a lot of weight for someone on their own, but I think I've come up with a method of how to do it. Look, I'm only halfway through this battle, but I'm halfway through it. And I've had Barney help me take the roof down and tidy up and all of that, and he's been amazing, and I have had my dad. But all of those bolts, all the timbers, I've carried all the joists. I've done a lot of work and I'm very proud of that, and I'm seeing the fruits. So anyway, I'm going to do my measurements, double check them, and then I'm going to start cutting. Okay, so I'm finally starting the roof. My first timber I've got to cut for the roof. This is the ridge beam. Now the problem with my ridge beam is it's not long enough. But it's okay. I'm going to make it bigger. I love making things bigger. So how I'm going to make this bigger is I'm going to make what's called a scarf joint. And I love, of all the joints I like to make, a scarf joint is my favourite. Even though this is the first scarf joint I've ever made. So basically what I've done is, it doesn't really make sense like this, but it will do. The width of this is 22.5, so 67.5 long. You get a bit of 2B4, you put it inside to inside, you mark those lines either side, to square edge, mark off a square edge there, mark off a square edge there. I'm going to cut it along here, along there, down there, in there, up there. That's the waist, and then I'll use this as a stencil on the other bit that I'm going to extend my joint with to have a really, then I can have a really big joint. Yeah, and that's it. So let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this, or if I'm just all talk. Now the thing is, it's all talk because I've never done this before. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's have a little look. Let's see if I can actually do it right. That's fine. It's okay. So what I need to do now is I put a bit in the middle there. I beat that through, and then that creates, that pushes the two pieces apart. And there we go, scarf joint. It's a good joint.